Hello, welcome back. We gonna be doing the next part of the song, but first I want to talk about problem solving, because there was a certain issue I was having with the kick, and our high pass automation, and the reason I want to mention it is because it's likely a problem that you'll run into at some point, and if you do, I just have a little fix for it here if this ends up happening to you. So the problem was, during our little build up in between the two parts of the drop where the kick, starts to go rapidly, I had this high pass automation curving upwards here. And then right here, we have like the drums kind of kick back in where it's like, boo. And what was happening was I had to obviously have the low end of the kick when it comes back in. So I had to automate it back downwards. And so I had like a kick here and then another one like right here. But what was happening was, the sweep downwards, because there's like so much going on at this point in the song, there's a little bit of lag between your automations and like where you draw them and where it actually takes place in the song. So what was happening was we were either cutting off the beginning of the lows on that kick when it came back in, or it was coming in too soon and the kick before it had lows, and it just sounded weird no matter what I did. So, sort of my makeshift fix was to like cut the kick before it in half and like filter it downwards there, but that still wasn't coming out super good. And I just kind of left it for a while, and it wasn't super noticeable, but I figured I needed to fix it sooner or later. So I just went ahead and did it. And what I did was I cut the kick out of this channel and it actually bounced it down to another channel down here. So for that exact specific time when it kicks in, I just have it on another channel so that I can leave this automation up for the duration of the kick build and not have those like conflicting low end problems. So I'll just play the part really quick so you can see what part I'm talking about. That part right there. So for more context, you can see where the kick comes back in right here, and that's where I was having the issue. So that's just another fix you can do. Just bounce it down to another channel and just have it go there so that your automation. So that gives me more time right here to filter it back downwards where there's no kick happening, so that we don't have that audio issue. So, okay, tangent over. Just thought I'd mention that. What we're doing now is, oh, my chicken's done.
Oh, hey, also.
Oh, yeah, Nate's here.
Are we recording?
Yep.
We have to have at least one video that has that in it. It's like a thing. It's tradition.
Huh?
I mean, like in every YouTube series, there's at least. Are we record? Is this on?
Oh, yeah.
Or like, yeah. Sorry. Rant over.
Yours was much quicker than mine. All right, so we're at the next part of the song, and basically what I did was when it comes back into the melody part, it's basically a carbon copy of the part before it. Because I thought it was a pretty good part. It's catchy, and it's not too repetitive that I need to really change it much.
Yeah, people are going to be dancing.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're not paying attention.
It's fine. So I did that, and the difference, though, is we're leaving the drop now. So when the kick starts to do that build up again, there's a few differences that I want to talk about. One is I don't have the kick coming back in with like the boop, because that is almost like a subconscious signal to the listener that it's about to hit again and go back into like another drop part. It just sort of filters up all the way until the first beat of the next bar, so that the listener isn't expecting it to drop back into the part before it.
It also kind of feels like a copy and paste kind of situation. The more like times you do the same, oh, they won't recognize. They might not. I'm not saying they won't. Yeah. They might not recognize that it's different, so they'll just be like, "Oh, this is this part again," because it just clicks like, "Oh, that last part did it there." So,
but another difference is I have what I was doing before it kicked back in on the chords. Is I had them filtering up, and then right before it kicked back in, I had them filter back downwards, and that's sort of another subtle subconscious cue, that it's about to come back in. And this time around, I have it filter up all the way until it doesn't drop back down basically. And I'll just let you listen to it so you can judge for yourself how it's different. And then I have like some white noise and stuff here. So. Okay, and I actually, while listening to that, just realized that I did not have the second kick channel set to where you could hear it. So that last part might have sounded a little weird. But yeah, just... Okay, there you go. Now you can hear it. Copy and paste in your brain and your memory when I did that.
This is called Copy and Paste. This episode's called Copy and Paste. Copy and paste. The do's and don'ts of you did it.
The last thing that's different is the melody guy on this last beat here. I just have like one final note where it sweeps back downwards in pitch. Oops, not massive. We don't want massive. Oh god, it's gonna pop up.
Oh no.
Huh. Anyway, yeah, I have it like a longer sweep downwards on this one final note here, whereas before it would just kind of cut out, and this note wasn't there. And I also put a filter, like a second filter delay, on it so that it sort of really just fades out there. And that kind of helps smooth over the transition. And secondly, what I did on the kick was I automated a reverb to come in here so that the kick sort of has this like big spacey feeling to it when it hits here. I'll just solo that so you can hear it. So that all synergizes with the crash and the white noise to sort of give it that like, okay, drop is over sort of feeling. Mm-hmm. So now what we're looking at doing is some sort of second part that's like a break almost. I don't really know what to call it, but it's like a, a softer part that goes on to build up again until, the next drop or whatever. And so what I thought would be a good idea to do would be to have sort of maybe a piano kind of breakdown where I take the main chord progression and sort of expand on it and have the piano do sort of like a nice little melody to it as well. So
me and pianos, I love them.
Another reason I wanted to do that in this song is because I feel like for people who are newer to like sort of composition and they don't really have a firm grasp on songwriting,
that's
true. Piano is a great way to sort of have that extra part that's not really too much of a divergence from the main part of your song, mm-hmm. while still adding like a breath of fresh air to your song as well. Mm-hmm. So it's very easy to just incorporate. Piano works in just about every song ever. So that's an easy go-to thing.
I mean, I think it's important to add a break in your song, like a little moment like that, because not a lot of people are good at dancing.
Well, that's true as well.
They need a break.
Yeah. You got to give, if this is hitting the club, you got to give them a chance to
Or maybe
breathe.
like that's the chance like for them to talk to the cute girl and like hear them and like be able to have a conversation.
Yeah, or decide maybe they don't like your song very much and leave.
Yeah, exactly. These are the decisions that are made during the song.
So I'm going to go ahead and load up a contact here and get a piano going.
So this is the deciding point. That's what you're working on.
What?
The decision. Stay or go.
Yeah. Hopefully you did a good enough job up to this point where they're like, oh, can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll stay. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that.
Especially if you're introducing a new instrument at this point that the listener hasn't heard yet. It's a very good way to keep them interested.
Gotta go with recorder then. Everybody played that, so they'll relate.
All right, so let's just grab New York.
It's a good country.
I don't know. Let's drag anything in here just to get some notes on the board. All right, so that's good. Let's grab the...
They have an LA.
No.
It'd be too dirty.
So let's grab the chord progression here.
I love LA. Copy and paste. Just put that over it.
Okay. That sounds good. The piano, I mean, not you.
Not the joke. The joke was terrible.
Let's make sure that they can hear it.
Just
and
the worst.
Paste this in. cool. So that's going to probably be too loud. Also, it needs more reverb. It's way too close. So let's take the distance. Oh, it is far. Let's just turn the reverb amount up. Like just not enough amount.
Yeah.
Okay. That's better. We might automate the volume and sort of a low pass filter as well. Let's just try volume for now. So we want this to kind of be really quiet when it hits and just sort of come in smoothly. Let's just go ahead and see how that sounds. We're gonna need more context than that. Okay, so the basic idea of it works. I feel like it sweeps up in volume a little too suddenly. I'd kind of actually like it to just sound like it's really distant for a little bit and then maybe come up. Let's see how that is. All right, that definitely sounds a lot better. I'm gonna make it even more gradual. Sort of a slow rise throughout these two measures. Copy that over a couple times. All right, so that's the basic transition there. On the next episode, we will expound upon this piano a lot, add some melodies going on, some more complicated version of the chord progression that we already have, and we'll make it interesting. So I'll see you then.
Bye.